1.
All right. Hey, everybody, and welcome to Zenfolio Live. I'm Robert with Zenfolio. Thanks for joining us today on the live stream. Today, we're going to be talking about selling digital downloads with different usage license. So we're going to go through the process of creating digital products with different licenses, like a personal use digital product, a commercial use, an online use only. I'll even talk about custom licenses. And then I'll show you how to add these to a price list and apply this to a gallery and make this available for your clients. Now, this is something you guys have probably heard me talk about from time to time here on Zenfolio Live, but I feel like I've never really shown you guys how to set this up all the way through to the end. It's something that we've kind of talked about just in different segments, and I wanted to kind of provide a full walkthrough of how to set this up. So if you want to sell digital products for different types of licenses, you can see exactly how to do that in the full process through. Hey, if this is your first time hanging out with us, make sure you say hi to us in the chat. Let us know where you're joining us from. We got Kathleen, Riley, Robert, let's see, and Roxanne hanging out with us on YouTube. Make sure you guys say hi to us. Over on Zoom right now, hanging out with us, I want to say hi to Alexis, Anthony, Charlie, Eduardo, Lynn, and Tony. Thank you guys for jumping on here and hanging out. As we go through this process, you guys, if you have any questions regarding Zenfolio, make sure you get those in the chat. We're going to be doing Q&A as well. Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. Let me get some water, see if I can't clear my throat really quick. All right, sorry about that. I guess I could have muted and not blown your eardrums out. All right, let's go ahead and jump into our announcements really quick. I'm sorry, not our announcements. Hanging out with me today, taking care of you guys in chat, both on Zoom and YouTube. I've got Dennis, so make sure that you guys show him some love. I appreciate him jumping on here, hanging out with us, answering questions, taking your questions and passing them over to me, letting me answer your questions. So make sure you guys show him some love there in the chat. Now, in the way of announcements, Next week on Zenfolio Live, we're going to be talking about adding custom banner images to your galleries. So this is a topic that came up a while back when we were doing Site Review Tuesdays, where we saw some pretty interesting websites that were using that custom banner images to make their site look pretty nice. So we're going to go through the process of creating those banner images. I'm going to show you some size recommendations, how to get them put into your galleries on your website, giving your website a real nice custom look. Also, the next Wide Angle Wednesday is coming up pretty quickly. It's going to be on November 4th. Now, that happens on Facebook. So if you haven't checked that out yet, you can register for that. If you're on YouTube, the link to register for that is in the description below the video. If you're hanging out with us on Zoom today, I'm going to have Dennis go copy that Wide Angle register link from YouTube's description and paste it in the Zoom chat for you guys. If you haven't joined a Wide Angle Wednesday, we have a panelist of amazing photographers, and basically we ask them questions. So last month we did this all about photography gear. You can actually go check out the recording of that. It's on our YouTube channel. We had Evan Chung, who's an amazing wedding photographer, Jeff Cable, Olympic photographer, events, portraits, landscapes. Laura Greer was also on last month's. She's an adventure travel photographer. And again, that was all about gear. This month, we're talking about building your business, and we're adding Oli Moss to the panel for this month's live panel discussion. Oli Moss is a pretty amazing equine and event photographer, so make sure that you go check him out. Let's see, last in the way of announcements, make sure that you're sharing your favorite fall photos with us, and while you're doing that, use that hashtag Zenfolio Photographers for a chance for your image to be featured on our intro. All right, you guys, like I said, if you have questions, let us know. Get your questions in the chat. I will get those answered for you live. We're going to go ahead and jump into today's topic. So let me get out of Keynotes. There we go. And we'll go ahead and just jump right into my Zenfolio account. So here we are in Zenfolio. And what we want to do is we want to go in here and create some different digital products. Now, again, I'm going to show you guys all the way through the entire process of setting up digital downloads and selling them with different usage licenses. So if you're doing stock photography, if you're doing portraits, if you're doing anything that you're doing, if you want to make those images available with different licenses for digital downloads, like say maybe you want to allow your client to purchase an image for commercial use, but you want them to pay a little bit more for that image, and if they're purchasing it for commercial usage versus if they're just buying it for themselves or a print or something like that. That's how you're going to set this up. And hey, Carolyn on Zoom, traveling today, stay safe. Guys, the recording of this is going to be available on our YouTube channel. There's actually a Zenfolio live stream archive. You can go back and watch all of the previous live streams. So make sure that you check that out. The link for that's in the description of the video on YouTube. If I can get Dennis to throw the live stream archive link out in Zoom, you guys can bookmark that as well and go back and watch any of the previous live streams. Hey, Larry from Minneapolis, Minnesota. I can't read today, so sorry. Thanks for jumping on here. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. Here we are in my Zenfolio account. And what we're going to do, first of all, we're going to create those digital products that we need. So again, we're going to be creating a digital product for personal use, one for commercial use, one for just online use only. And then I'll kind of talk about custom licensing as well. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to go in and create those digital products. And so you're going to do that by going to selling right up here. And then once you're in selling, you're going to just click on digital products right here. Now, I do want to point out, you do need to have a selling account to have this feature. So that would be a pro plan or higher. So if you're not sure what plan you're on, or if you're on the starter plan or something like that, and you don't see this feature, reach out to the support team. They can definitely talk to you and walk you through your upgrading options. Digital products is a pretty powerful feature. There's lots of videos all about it on our YouTube channel. So you can do a lot with the digital products feature. Okay. All right. So once we're in the selling panel, we are going to click on digital products right here. And I've already got a couple in here or several in here, but we're going to go ahead and just create some from scratch. So the first one that I'm going to do is I'm going to create just a personal use digital download. So I'm going to click add product, and we're just going to give this one a name. I'll just say single image download. Now I am going to make all of these for just single images, but you can do full gallery downloads as well. And I might show you how to do one of those. All right, so we're going to give this a title, single image download. We're going to come down here next and choose the license. And this is where we're going to be setting up the different uses for this. Okay, so we're going to go right here. We're going to choose the license, and we're just going to leave this one set to royalty-free personal use. Again, you can upload your own custom licenses in Zenfolio if you want to. In fact, I recommend it. I really like the custom license feature, and we'll talk about that in a second. But for this particular product, we're going to be setting this up as a royalty-free personal use digital download. All right, and you might even could put up here somewhere personal use, something like that. If you want to add that into the title of the product, you can. Next, we're going to go down here to image dimensions. Now, I am going to leave all of these set to original photos. That's going to let the client download the actual file that I upload. However, there are other options in there. So if you want to check out the other options, there are other options in here to do like a low resolution or something like that. But I'm going to leave these all set to original photo. I'm also going to turn off the add a note just because I like to keep the buying experience as simplified as possible. And so we're going to just turn that off and kind of get rid of that extra option there. Okay, moving down here, number of items required for the product. In my opinion, this is actually one of the most important parts of setting up a digital product. This is what is going to control how many photos your clients can download after they pay for this product one time. So with this being a single image download where we want them to pay per photo, we're going to leave both of these numbers set to 1. That means that they have to pay per image that they want to download. All right, we're going to go down to the bottom, skip the preview images. These are optional settings. You can use them if you want to, but you do not have to put anything here if you don't want to. So we're going to go down to the bottom and click save. Okay, so now that I've created that first one, this process can actually go a little bit faster because I can kind of use that digital product as a template. So let me make sure my internet's trying to keep up. Oh, here we go. I get impatient and then I start clicking things when my internet slows down and then I lose my place. Let me go back in here. Click on digital products. All right, so here we go right here. Single image download, personal use. And it does put the license name in there as well. So just something to keep in mind. But now that I've created that one, this process is going to go a little bit faster because I can actually use that one kind of as a template. All right. And so what I'm going to do is just actually duplicate this one and we'll create the commercial use one next. And what I'm actually going to do is just remove that. And all I have to do is go down here and change the license. So I'm clicking on this and saying royalty-free commercial use. So switching the license is all that I'm doing. Going down to the bottom, leaving everything else the same and clicking save. All right. And let me go back and update that. So there's a single image download right here, royalty-free personal use, commercial use. Here's the one that I previously made. Let me just remove that personal use text from there because I don't like it now that I'm looking at it. All right. Okay, so, oh, I guess I already have one called that, so we'll just forget about that. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to create an online use only one. So in this case, again, I'm going to go ahead and just duplicate the royalty-free commercial use one, use it as a template, and then just modify the settings that I need to modify. So for this one, I'm going to change the license to say unlimited online use, no printing. For this one, though, I am going to alter the image dimensions because this is going to be for online use. So there's not really a reason for them to get the original photo that I upload because that's going to be a high resolution file. And I don't really want them to get the original high resolution file and pay an online like social media use fee for it. I would charge much higher. So in that case, I'm actually going to change the image dimension settings. And the one that I prefer to use, there is a low resolution megapixel option. I don't like that one because it requires me to do some math to kind of figure out, well, if my image dimensions are this, what is the output going to be for 1 megapixel? Because 1 megapixel is not specific dimensions, nor is it a file size. It's actually what what it means is that the image, when you multiply the length and the width together, it equals 1,000,000 pixels. And that's what a 1 megapixel image is. I don't want to do all that math. You guys probably don't want to either. So the option that I like to use for online use is this largest dimension right here. Because what I can do is I can actually say, make this image a specific largest dimension on its longest side, and then make sure that you, when our system downscales it, it's going to downscale it proportionately. So I'm going to say for online use, let's make this 1200 pixels on its longest edge. And then when Zenfolio gets ready to email that digital file to my clients, Zenfolio's system is going to downscale it to make it 1200 pixels long, and then maintain the aspect ratio and downscale it proportionately so it's not skewed or distorted. So that is the way that I prefer to do that option. And then we're going to go down here and we'll just click save. So far in a few minutes, and I've probably already created one. Let's see. We'll say social media use download. I've probably already created one that's named that, but let's see. Oh, okay, cool. I have it. Okay, so far we've created a personal use single image download. We've created a commercial use single image download, a social media use digital download. What if you have your own custom license for some very specific reason? Maybe you want to license it for a one-time use background image in a video or something like that. All kinds of different options that you have to use your digital images. That's where that custom license feature is really nice. And if you guys haven't checked it out yet, all you have to do to upload a custom license is go right here to licenses. And once you're in here, you're going to click on add license right down here in the bottom. And put in the license name. I'm just going to say Corey Woods. And then you would just paste in your text right here. And I'm just putting in gibberish. Obviously, you would be putting in actual real words and text here. And then we're going to save this, and we now have a custom license that's available. Now, if you've never used Zenfolio's digital products feature before, you probably are wondering, well, what's the purpose of a license? So whenever your clients go to purchase these digital products, during the checkout flow, Zenfolio actually presents them in the checkout flow, whichever license you have applied to that product. And then before your clients can check out, they actually have to, well, they don't have to, they're supposed to read over that. I know they probably don't, but they do have to check a little box that says they agree to the terms of that license before they can actually check out. So it's pretty cool. On top of that, whenever Zenfolio emails them your custom license or whatever license you're using, whenever we email them your digital files, we also email them that license as a text file. So it kind of gives them the license along with their digital images. Okay, so now I've created that license in here. If I go back, I'm not going to create another digital product, but I do just want to show you that that license is now available. So if I click on any one of these, let's just go to this one. If I click on this one really quick and I go to the license option right here, now Corey Woods custom license is in there. So you can have a lot of cool custom licenses. I use this a lot for real estate photography. I like to license my images for MLS listing use only, or for sometimes commercial print. So there's a lot of different ways that you can use that custom license feature. It's pretty sweet. So definitely make sure that you check it out. Okay. So what we've done, just to recap, we've created the personal use digital product, the commercial use digital product, and then we've also created the social media use digital product. You could do a lot more with different sizes, different licenses, but the thing to keep in mind is that any license agreement or use that you want to offer a digital download for, you need to create an individual digital product for that. You can't create one digital product and then have multiple licenses attached to it where they get to choose from a dropdown. You have to create a digital product pre-configured with the license that you want to attach to that specific use for that digital product. All right, now that we have these digital products created, the next step is going to be to get these applied to a price list. Now you can add them into a pre-existing price list. You can add them right in with any of our products from our integrated vendors. You can add those in there. That is typically what I would recommend that you do. But just to make it a little easier, I'm going to just create their own price list. Now, normally I would recommend that you go ahead and add these to an existing price list, but I'm just going to create a price list from scratch and add it there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to selling, we're going to go to price list, and then I'm just going to create a blank price list, and we're going to call this one digital products demo. Okay. Now we'll hit add products, and then we're going to go find where these digital products are at. So when you click add products, you'll probably be looking at all vendors at first. All you need to do is click right up here next to the vendor name, scroll down to the bottom option. It'll say your name or your studio name here. It's saying a good photographer because that's the demo name for this account. This would be like your name, like Corey Woods or Jeanette Stewart photos or whatever your account name is. It's going to be saying that on there. And you would click on that. And then you would click on one of the tiles that you're looking. So in this case, we're looking for the downloads. We're going to go to the digital products. And here are all the digital products that I had created. So we'll grab the social media use download. We'll grab the single image use download. And we'll grab the this single image use download right here. And we will, and now one thing that's interesting to note here, and I didn't realize this until just now. This is a good catch because we're going to have to go back and fix this. When we created the digital products, it was showing the license in the title back on digital products. But now that we got here, it's not showing that license, right? So if I didn't have personal use here, then I would have no idea that this was my commercial use one. Or I'm still wondering if this is my commercial use one. So we're going to fix that. We need to go back and put that information in the title. So we're just going to add this in here really quick. And then we're going to save this price list. We're going to go back and fix that, and then we'll come back. All right, so we're going to go back to selling and digital products. And we're going to make sure that we put that information in the title this time. All right. So I have the social media use download already set up right here. I don't need to put that on there. We have the single image download with the personal use tag. That's fine. This is the one right here. I need to add information in here. So I'm going to go to click on it, and then we'll just type in commercial use on the license here, commercial use. There we go. And save that. And so now when we go back into that price list, we'll be able to tell which one was the commercial use. All right, so when we go back in there and we add it in there, let's go to our digital products demo price list, and we'll get that added in there. Well, actually, we just have to remove the one that wasn't the correct one because it will auto-populate into here. So once this loads up, if you guys can't tell, my internet is being super slow today and it's a little aggravating. Okay, so there's the commercial use. Here's the personal use. There's the social media use. So all we need to do is delete this one right here. And then we're just going to set a price on these, and that's all we need to do. So social media use download, let's say we want to do $10 on that. These are not pricing suggestions. I would have no idea where to begin to even give you any kind of pricing suggestions. You guys are all over the US and the world, and I would not be able to give you guys any kind of good pricing suggestions for your specific location. Single image download commercial use, let's say we want to do that at 500, and single image download personal use, again, that's the full resolution image. Let's say we want to do 200. All right, so there is our pricing structure. Next thing I'm going to do is uncheck the automatic option right here on Quick Shop because I want to control the order that these are presented in. Let's start off with commercial use up top, and we'll just move personal use and then social media use. And then we're going to just save and assign this, and we're going to assign this to a gallery and take a quick look at it from a client's perspective really quick. So we're just going to jump in here and let's see what gallery we want to put this on. let's go to our landscapes and we'll assign that to the landscapes gallery. And then we'll just go take a quick look at it from a client's perspective. Now, one of the things that I'm going to do is, because I'm in my demo account, I need to make sure that that gallery has all of the same settings, because I'm always going in here, changing things, setting up different options, showing people how to do different things. And sometimes I end up with some really weird settings on my account. And so I'm just going to make sure that that is set up correctly. All right. So let's go to photos, and let's just go make sure that the landscape gallery has the digital products price list. But the thing that I want to double check is I want to make sure that the images are still following the gallery price list, because I change those things from time to time. So I'm going to select all and then go to price list and just make sure that this is checked. Okay. So to quickly recap, we created those digital products. We added them to a price list. The price list is now applied to a client gallery. The last step that we're going to do before I take a quick break and let Dennis come on here and talk to you guys is we're going to take a look at this from a client's perspective. All right. And so this is something that's really important for you guys to know how to do from time to time, is to know how to look at a gallery from a true client's perspective. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on access. We're going to go to sharing, and that is where we can get the client link to the gallery. And I'm just going to click right here and copy that. And then I'm going to go to Google Chrome and say File, New Incognito Window, paste that in here. And now we'll be looking at this gallery from a true client's perspective. Okay. All right, so now we're looking at this gallery. If I click on an image, it's going to open up to Quick Shop, and my images are going to load right over here. And so this is how a client would purchase this. If they want to buy this image for commercial use, they're going to choose this download. If they want to buy it for personal use, they're going to choose this. Social media use, they can choose this. And then they're just going to go through and look at the options. And just to show you really quick how this works, if I buy this image at commercial use, and then let's go to another one and let's get a different one at a different, let's do social media use. I'm going to show you really quick what the checkout process looks like to the client, so you can actually see where they see the license agreement and how that works. So we're going to go to the cart. And then once we're in the cart, we're going to proceed to checkout right here. All right. And then I'm just going to check out as a guest right down here. And here is the digital license agreement. Now, this is the commercial use license agreement. It says right here. And as a client, I am supposed to read it. I know they probably just skip ahead, but they do have to check this little box before they can continue. And then on the next one after that is the social media use, because we had two different products with different licenses. So they're going to have to make sure that they agree to the license. All right. Before they can proceed. After that, then they can enter their information, their payment information, proceed to checkout. Zenfolio will process the images depending on your order approval settings, and then we'll email them their digital downloads along with that license agreement. And we put the profit from that order into your Zenfolio account. And that's how it works, you guys. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Really powerful feature, though. It's nice that you have the ability to sell your images for different licenses, because you can sell it for, like I said, for magazine use, for a video still, or you can sell it for personal use, or obviously you can sell prints through our integrated vendors. So really powerful feature. Definitely get in there and play around with it. Play around with the custom licenses. One of the things that I like to do with the custom license is put my print release in there for my portrait clients. That way, whenever they get their digital images sent to them, they also get that print release as well if I'm letting them print their images. I'm going to take a quick break, grab a sip of coffee. I'm going to have Dennis jump on here and say hi to you guys, and then I'll come back and start answering your questions. So if you have any questions about Zenfolio, make sure that you're getting those in the chat. We've got about 30 more minutes. You guys know I can answer a lot of questions in 30 minutes. So make sure that you start hammering the chat with questions. I'm going to have Dennis come on and say hi to you guys, and I'll be right back.
Awesome, cool. Thanks, Robert. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. I'm Dennis with Zenfolio Customer Success. Welcome, and thank you all for hanging out with us for this week's episode of Zenfolio Live. If you have any questions, just like Robert said, related to Zenfolio, please let us know. If you're joining from YouTube, enter them into chat. And if you're joining using Zoom, enter them using the Q&A button so we can get those questions answered for you. For more awesome and helpful events, check out our events calendar at zenfolio.com/community/events. And you'll be able to see our schedule of upcoming events, including group trainings. There's also Wide Angle Wednesdays, the first Wednesday of every month, when guests and members of Zenfolio will engage in roundtable discussions. So that's really good time. So certainly join that. And lastly, before I hand it off back to Robert, I just want to say thank you all again for joining us. We really appreciate it. And check in again next week. For Zenfolio Live, we'll discuss adding custom banner images to your portfolio gallery. So that should be really, really useful info. Thanks, and back to you, Robert.
All right. Thank you, Dennis. Again, thanks, Dennis, for jumping on here and hanging out with me today. He does an awesome job taking care of you guys in chat. As Dennis was saying, make sure that you check out that events calendar. We have a lot of training that happens outside of these live streams that you guys might not even be aware of. So definitely go check out that events page. It's a great place to stay on top of what's going on and what's coming up. Okay, let's see. Let's get to some questions. Let's see. Let's go with, let me grab these questions over here really quick. Internet is just driving me crazy, you guys. Robert said, DeSosa on YouTube, is there a method of doing bulk uploading of keywords if the same keyword applies to many photographs? So actually there is, Robert. It's a pretty sweet tool that a lot of people don't realize is kind of hidden away in Zenfolio. It's pretty sweet, especially if you're a data guy like I am. You give me a spreadsheet and I will nerd out for hours on a spreadsheet. I'm kind of sad to admit that, but I love nerding out on spreadsheets. It's called Bulk Meta Update, and it's a pretty cool feature. Let me bring up my screen share and show you how that works here on Zenfolio. So let me get that going. All right, so Bulk Meta Update basically allows you to do a bulk update of an entire gallery or of an entire group in Zenfolio. It lets you modify things like keywords, image titles, image file names. You can even do, what else can you do? I think you can do like image captions and stuff. All right, so this is kind of hidden in here. I'm going to show you where to find it. It's a lot of fun. So what you're going to do is let's go into our landscape gallery right here. So I'm just going to use this one. Now I'm going to do this at the gallery level for landscapes, but you could do this at a group level if you wanted to. So there's a couple different ways to do it. Now, before I show you this way though, you can multi-select images and do it inside of Zenfolio if you want to. I'm just a spreadsheet nerd, so I love spreadsheets. So what I'm going to do is if I click on here, I can actually go in here and select all right here, and I can click details. And if you'll notice right up here in the top right, it says multiple. And if I go right down here, I can update the keyword for all of these photos at the same time. So I can just say landscapes. All right, and do it like this. And now I've just effectively keyworded all of those photos with the word landscapes. No matter which image I click on, that is a super quick way to do it in there. Now, one of the things that you might notice about that, and let me just show you, if I take this particular image and if I add a couple more keywords to it, like water and clouds, okay? So I have water and I have clouds in here. And if I save that, what I want to show you is that if I go back and I do that kind of bulk keyword update again, it's not going to append new keywords. It's going to completely erase the existing and just make it all of that, right? So if I go and I hit select all and I go to details, and if I come in here and I write landscapes one more time and I hit save, all right, Now, if we go back to this image that I put the other keywords on, and we go to details, you can see right here, it's erased my previous keywords. So this might not be ideal because you might already have some keywords in there that you want to keep, okay? And so if that's the case, then you can do a formula in a spreadsheet to add data to the keywords. So let me show you what I mean by that. All right. And so if we go to landscapes and we go up here to details, we want to make sure that we're on the gallery. So you want to make sure that when you're looking at it, it says gallery right here. Then you're going to go to bulk meta update. And guess what that's going to do? That's going to let you download a CSV file. And that CSV file is going to have all of the data from that gallery. So I'm going to go download metadata. It's going to save it. Let me just save it here. And then I am a big fan of Google Sheets. Microsoft Excel is fine. I would not use Mac numbers. Normally, I love Mac stuff. Mac numbers does some weird things to spreadsheets sometimes, and I'm not a fan of what it does. So I prefer to use Google Sheets just because it's free, because anywhere you go, any computer, if you can log into your Google account, you can get into your Google Sheets. And again, I tend to nerd out on spreadsheets. So I'm going to use Google Sheets to do this, but you can also do this in Excel. So let me get Google Sheets opened up really quick. So I'm just going to go to my Google account, get Google Sheets opened. All right. And so I have a new Google Sheet opened right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to import that CSV file that I just downloaded. So I'm going to go to make sure that my full menu here is showing. I'm going to go to File, Imports. We're going to find that CSV file really quick. Right here, landscape metadata. I'm going to open that up. And we're just going to import that into Google Sheets. Now I'm going to use replace current sheet. I'm going to separator type. It's going to be comma. I'm just going to let it detect automatically and then hit import data. All right. And I'm going to kind of explain the different columns. Now, one of the things I like to do is click right here, double click a line, get all of this expanded out. So column A is the file name. And you can change the file name through this. So if you ever want to bulk update your file names, change them, change the sequence or something like that, and you've already uploaded them to Zenfolio and you don't necessarily want to go through the process of re-uploading, you can use bulk meta update to bulk update your file names. You can also change the title as well here. You can add a caption, you can update the copyright, you can update the alt attributes, keyword. You can edit any one of these columns that you want to, but do not edit the Zenfolio photo ID. It says do not edit right here. What that does is that tells this data, when you upload it back into Zenfolio, that tells this data which photo that data goes to. So the Zenfolio photo ID is super important that you leave intact. Also, it's really important that you maintain the format of the CSV file. So if you do some extra columns here to run some formulas or something like that, then you want to make sure that you delete those. And when you re-upload this, that it's in this exact same format. Okay. So let's say that I wanted to keep landscape in place, but I also wanted to add a couple of other keywords. So what I would actually do is I would come over here and if it's all going to be the same thing, I would probably just go right here and I would write landscapes. Let's see, landscapes. How do I want to put that in there? Escapes. Then we would do, now this is one thing I need to check. I think we want to do a comma in here. We'll find out for sure. If it breaks it, then we'll re-upload it and we'll fix it. But let's say landscapes, water, and rain or whatever. And then basically I can just take this and bring it down. It's going to make it all the same, but it's going to keep that landscape intact. Or you could do it the other way in there, but this is one of the things you can do. All right, so now we'll go to File, Download. We're going to do a comma separated value sheet. And we're going to save this as landscapes 2. And we're going to go right here and just re-upload it. All right. Okay. So if we take a look now, Let me refresh this. Let's take a look really quick because I want to make sure that, there we go. So right over here, you can see right here that it's added rain, water, and landscapes to all of the images. All right. So that is a way that you can do it using spreadsheets. I like the data version of that. You can do a lot with it too as well. Like I said, you can update the file names, the titles, and all of that stuff. So a lot of things you can do there. That's a great question. All right, let's see. Corey Woods, is there a way to add a QR code to a digital business card? If you're looking for a QR code for a link to your Zenfolio site, you probably would just want to make one yourself. You can go to whatever your site address is. So if you go to website, go to preview site, and you copy your web address, you can go to Google, and you can just do free QR code generator. And I'm just using the first one that I found right here, pasting that link in right here. And right there is that. So if you have an iPhone on you guys right now, go ahead. I think, does it work on Android? I'm not an Android user. You guys let me know. But if you have a phone, if you scan that, then that should be taking you to my Zenfolio demo account, which don't judge. It's my demo account. It looks terrible. But that is what you can do there, is just use a free QR code generator. Now, for those of you guys who are fellow spreadsheet nerds like myself, do a quick search for generating a QR code using Google Sheets. Pretty sweet what you can do with that as well. So do a quick search for that. You can basically use a formula in Google Sheets to generate QR codes that contain the data of its referenced cell. That's all I'll go on that topic because we could really go deep into that, but do a quick search for generating a QR code using Google Sheets. Okay, great questions today, you guys. Let me grab the next question here. So next question from Robert on YouTube. How do we set up payments on the site to be only by credit card and not on PayPal? I'm not sure if that's an option or not. Let me jump into my account really quick. I think let's go in here, go to account. And if we go under here, I don't think that is, if you're using Zenfolio's integrated vendors, I don't think that's something that you can customize. I think it's going to be always credit card or PayPal. I'm going to verify. But under here, if we go to billing, no, not billing, selling, and under collecting payments, this is going to be for self-fulfilled products. I'm just trying to see if maybe there's an option in here, but I believe if you are using our integrated vendors, Robert, it's the option is going to be there. I don't think there's a way that you can turn it off. Okay, yeah. So Dennis just verified for me. Yes, that's correct. So unfortunately, at the moment, that is PayPal is an option that you can't turn off. Great question, though. Let's see. This is from Peter, and I'm going to try to say your name right, Peter. I think is it Quintar or Quinter? Let me know in the chat if I got it right. If I got it wrong, feel free to make fun of me and call me silly names. Said, did I understand correctly? I have 500 pics already in various galleries. Now I want to offer downloads. I'll have to upload, copy the existing images into new. So if you have images that you want to sell as digital downloads, you don't have to upload them into new galleries. You just need to apply the price list to the galleries that they're at. So for instance, let's say I want to, let's say I have this, let's find a good gallery. Let's say the client gallery right here. Inside of the client gallery or the client group right here, inside of here, I have tons of different groups. And inside of those groups, there are tons of different galleries. And if I want to make those available for purchase with digital downloads, I have a couple of options I can do. I can go to the main folder and apply that digital products price list to that folder. And then anything that's following the group or folder settings is going to take that price list on. The other option that I could do is make sure that I just add digital products to all of my price list, and then they're going to auto populate to whatever galleries are using those price lists. So those are kind of the different ways. Hopefully I gave you a good answer. You definitely don't have to upload them into new galleries. You just need to go in and apply a price list or put digital products into your existing price list. If I missed it, if that didn't fully answer your question, please feel free to clarify a little bit more in chat or dive in a little bit deeper. Okay, next question. How do you know if you are in the correct price point without being overpriced for portraits? That's a great question. That's going to be a hard one for me to answer because that is going to vary depending on your location. So what I can tell you on that is that research, right? Research your local area, talk to local photographers in your area. Just do a quick search for photographers near Raleigh, North Carolina, or wherever you are. Look at their portrait pricing, compare their skill set and where they're at in their skill set compared to where you are. And then the last piece of advice that I would give you is that remember, you can always discount. It's kind of hard to raise your pricing if you underprice yourself. So if you set your price a little higher than you think it might be, that gives you room to do some marketing. Now you can say, hey, from now until the end of November, I'm doing 20% off of my portrait sessions. Normally I charge this, but now I'm charging this, right? That is what I would recommend, is to think about it. Are you, when you're with your pricing, are you building room in there for you to do some marketing and to offer discounts? Again, you could always give somebody a discount without hurting their feelings. If you start out your business undercharging and then you raise your prices, chances are you're going to offend somebody. And so that's my advice, is first research your local area, look at some local photographers, see if where your price is at compared to what they are, and then give yourself some wiggle room to do some marketing. That is what I suggest. Great question, though. Okay. From Doug, do you have an episode with recommendations for different size for digital downloads to be used for things like wallpaper, profile pics, social media, etc.? So we've done a lot of digital products ZenfolioLive episodes. I don't think I've ever really went in and been like, okay, if you're selling these for profile pictures, here is the best file sizes for that. Or if you're selling these for wallpaper, here's the best sizes for that. There are a lot of marketing companies that put out every year. You can do like best social media size 2020, and you can find a blog post that will give you that information. But since you brought it up, I think that would definitely be a great topic to cover. So I will add that to my list of topics to cover. Now, I have shown how to do the different sizes through the product, where you can set it up to have specific dimensions, or you can have it set up to be the largest dimension, like I showed earlier. I just haven't covered, hey, this is the best size for a profile. Hey, this is the best size for a wallpaper. Hey, this is the best size for this. So future episode, most likely. Great question. Thank you for the suggestion, Doug. And thanks for hanging out with us today. All right. Let's see. How much time we got left? We got 15 minutes left. So you guys, a lot of time to answer questions. Make sure you're getting those questions in the chat. I'm going to grab some more questions really quick. Let's see. Next question. How do I change the shoot type in BookMe? The pencil icon only lets me change the name of the subcategory. Okay, so that's a great question. If you haven't checked out BookMe yet, BookMe is a really cool feature. It's fairly new to Zenfolio. We just released it this year. It lets you do client or calendar-based client booking all in your Zenfolio account. It's really cool. It syncs up to your Google Calendar. I'm a big G Suite person. My life kind of is all wrapped up into that with my calendar and everything. It all syncs to all my devices, which is why I'm so glad that we have that Google Calendar sync. And if you haven't checked it out yet, you should be seeing a little tile for it right in here. And if you want to customize that shoot type, if you go in here and you go down to your services, all right, right here, you can customize the shoot type right here. So whenever you're creating a service, you do have to select from one of our default services. So if I go to create service really quick, I have to go right here and I have to select a service. There's not really a way to select create a new service or a shoot type. So I have to do like, okay, let's say this is fashion, and I'll just say session, blah, blah, blah. So you have to choose that when you're creating the service, which I'm not going to go through the process. But after you save that service in that particular shoot type, you can then go to that shoot types category and customize it. Now, why does that matter? That matters because whenever your clients are looking at the Book Me widget on your website, it's going to show it sectioned off into these different shoot types. So if we go to my Zenfolio account really quick, we just take a look at this right here. And if I click book a session, you'll see it's organized in those different shoot types. And if I click on this, then you can see these different services that I offer. So by editing the title of that shoot type, it would change the category here. And that's how you do it. You have to select one of the predetermined shoot types, but then after you create that first service in there, then you can go and modify that shoot type name. So hopefully that answered your question. Great question. Let's see. Next question, Robert on YouTube. Let me get my other chat pulled up here. Here we go. Robert on YouTube says, how do we set up discount coupons for bulk supplies? So how do we set up coupons for bulk supplies? So I think what you're asking is, well, I'm not really exactly sure what you're asking. I know you're asking about discounts or coupons. You mentioned the word bulk, so I'm not sure if you mean give them a discount if their purchase reaches a certain dollar amount, or how do you create coupons in bulk for like an event? So if you're going to an event and you know from the event coordinator that there's probably going to be 200 or 300 people, and you want to give everybody that was at the event their own coupon code to give them some kind of discount, how do you create those coupon codes in bulk? Is that what you're asking? Or are you asking about how do I create a coupon code so where if this person buys so many prints in bulk or whatever, they get a discount if they reach a certain dollar amount? Not sure what you're asking, but I'm going to answer both because it's a good question. So we'll go first with the first scenario that I mentioned, which is if they buy a certain dollar amount, how could you give them a discount? It looks like that's what you're asking. Okay, so we're going to go to selling and we're going to go into coupons right over here. Coupons along with digital products are probably one of my favorite features here on Zenfolio. So if we go to add a new coupon, the minimum value coupon is probably my favorite one to set up and use. And it's exactly what you're talking about. So if we go in here, we'll say this is, I'm not sure what we want to call it. We'll just call it Robert's coupon. All right. Coupon code, we'll just say bulk 20. All right. And we're going to say down here, coupon value, we're going to discount products by a percentage. We'll say 20% off. We're not going to discount shipping because the labs are the ones who do the shipping. And when they don't get their shipping money, they charge you for the shipping. We want to make sure that the client pays for the shipping and that we let the client know that the coupon and the discount is not going to apply to shipping. Next, we'll go down here and we'll say this coupon can only be used for prints and products. We're not going to let it be used for packages or anything like that. And so let's say we want to give them a 20% discount, but only if they spend $200 or more buying prints. So their cart has to have $200 worth of prints in there for them to use this coupon. It can't be $150 of prints and $50 of digital downloads. We're setting it up so it has to be $200 worth of prints. Then they can use this coupon code to get that discount. So the way that we make that work is, first of all, we set it up to apply only to the prints and products category. We can't set it to a specific print, but it's going to be for prints or products. Next, we'll go down here and we'll say order minimum $200. So now their cart has to have $200 worth of prints in there before this coupon code will work, and they will get that 20% discount. Now, a couple of things that you might want to think about: expiration dates. I always love to set expiration dates, getting clients to hurry up and place their orders to get that discount rather than them taking all the time in the world. So you can set up an expiration date for that. The other thing that you could do as well is you could set up a minimum number of uses. And so what this is good for is if you want to say, hey, first 50 people who place an order of $200 or more can use this coupon to get 20% off. And you could put how many times a coupon code could be used. Now, it is important to remember that that coupon code usage is not tied to a specific person. So what I mean by that is the same person could place 2 orders over $200 and use that coupon code twice, once for each order, to get that discount. At that point, do we really care if the same person is using it twice because they're placing an order of $200 or more? So that is one way that you can set it up as well, and then hit save. Hopefully, Robert, that answered your question, gave you a good idea of where to start, some things to do. I'll go ahead and walk through really quick the other scenario that I mentioned, just in case anybody was interested in seeing the bulk coupon feature. Now, this bulk coupon option that I'm about to show you guys is only available to those of you who have an advanced plan. So you need to make sure that you have an advanced plan to have this. But what you can do is you can go up here. And so again, let's say that you're doing an event, you know that there's going to be 500 people at that event. Maybe you want to have an assistant at the door handing out a business card and saying, hey, all the photos that we take tonight are going to be available on this webpage. And if you look on the back, there's a coupon code that'll give you 20% off order, any orders that you place, but you have to place your order before next week or something like that. So some options to think about, right? Because right out the gate, you're getting them the information with your card on it. So you're handing out cards, you're giving them a discount and encouraging them to hurry up and place orders. So if you go here, you can say, let's create a coupon campaign of 500. I'm going to leave all of these settings the same, but we're going to go right here and randomly generate these so that every coupon code is different. It's not in sequence. It's not bulk 20001, bulk 20002. It's bulk blah, 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 bulk blah, 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 blah. So it's a random string at the end. Then we're going to go down here, leave all this the same. The only other thing that I would change is maybe we set this up to be no order minimum, and we say a one-time use limit. So each coupon can be used one time. And then we'll say you have until the end of next week to use it. When you save that, that's going to generate coupon codes. So now there are 500 coupon codes right here that will work and give 20% off that you can export into a CSV file. And then from there, it's on you how you want to distribute that. So a pretty cool feature if you need to make those coupon codes in bulk. All right, I got time for one more question. Sharks 408 is in the house. He said, does Zenfolio offer a gift certificate feature? I'd like to sell gift cards. So if you want to sell gift cards, you can definitely set it up and do it as a self-fulfilled product. I don't have time to go through all the process in that, but what I would recommend is that when you give your client the gift certificate, if you're, let's say for instance, maybe it's a mother of the bride wanting to buy the bride and groom a $500 gift certificate to buy prints with. All right, whenever you get ready to send them that gift certificate with that $500 credit, Zenfolio does have a gift certificates feature. I would not recommend creating it through the gift certificates feature because you do not have any limitation power. Basically, you're handing somebody $500 that they can spend on your website however they want. Now, I know that's kind of the point of gift certificates, but one thing you need to think about is, did you mean for them to spend it only in their specific gallery? Because you can't limit it in the gift certificates feature. So use the coupon feature to do this. So you're going to go to coupons and you're going to create a new coupon. So add new coupon. We'll call this Shark, and I'll say this is Shark 500. We're going to discount products by an amount. So we're giving them a $500 credit. We're not going to let it be applied to shipping. We're going to let them use it on whatever they want, but only in the bride and groom specific gallery. So they can't use it on any fine art galleries or anything like that. It can only be used there. And most importantly, we're going to make sure that it has a one-time use limit. We do not want to create an indefinite reusable $500 gift card. That would be very bad. If you want to set an expiration date on here, you can hit save, and then you would just email that coupon code to the client after they made their purchase, and that's how they would use that gift certificate. All right. Okay, let me stop my screen share here. All right, guys. Well, we are about out of time. I do want to say thank you to everybody who hung out with me today. Peter, Doug, Corey Woods, Robert. Let's see, who else? Jeanette, Roxanne, Kathleen, Larry, and Home Phone was hanging out with us for a little while. Sharks, thanks for jumping on here and hanging out with us. Larry Webb, thank you guys. Let me shout out some of you guys on Zoom really quick. Alexis, Anthony, Brandon, Brandy, Eduardo, Laura, Lynn, Noel, and Olin. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Don't forget Zenfolio Live next week. We're going to be talking about custom banner images, and then make sure that you guys go register for a Wide Angle Wednesday. That's going to happen on November 4th. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to be talking about building business tips. We're going to get some really great tips from some of the pros. We've got Oli Moss, Jeff Cable, Laura Greer, and Evan Chung going to be hanging out with us on that. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you missed the first Wide Angle Wednesday, jump on our YouTube channel and just type in Wide Angle Wednesday and go check it out. It was a gear chat, lots of cool information. Make sure you look in the description of that video. It's all time stamped as well. And hey, if you want to watch the recorded version of this, make sure that you grab the link to the site or the Zenfolio Live archive. That is where you can find recordings of all of the previous live streams and go check them out. Again, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. Make sure that you guys do something good for somebody this weekend. Go lift somebody up, encourage somebody, help somebody, do something for yourself. Make sure that you're taking time for you, that you're doing something that you enjoy, that relaxes you, that brings you peace, joy. Make sure that you take some time this weekend and relax, and have a great and safe weekend. And I'll see you guys again next week for Zenfolio Live. Bye, everybody.